They were more like, I'm not good with these, coming up with these descriptions on my own. Abby's saying there are some here, right and back, Erica says. I will follow their guidance.
Right and
they're looking for a specific, yeah, to the right, and then I'm assuming a bit behind us.
How far back? Any sense? We never want to go like too far backwards without, you know, more work.
Yeah. She's saying there's lots all around. If we keep going, we'll likely see more. So maybe the best way forward is to be going forward.
Forward is always easier than backwards.
Yeah.
And what are we looking for?
We want to be able to see too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah. Any serious backwards, we'd turn around or something.
So is that one up? Can we go pan to the right a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah, Erica's saying noodle around. Oh no, that looks like a vase sponge more than. Is that a field of them to the right? Yeah, Abby's saying on the right, so maybe bump a little bit forward in this direction.
You pan over on Argus. I think we still have a good amount of tether left.
Okay, right? I think it's above the lasers in the center of the screen. I think that's what we're looking for. Yes, yeah, so we found it.
Which one are we looking for? The one right in the center?
Yeah, one in the center right above the lasers.
Perfect.
I'd like to take a zoom on that one.
The target sponge is next to the salad bowl shaped sponge.
Yeah, it's like the salad bowl would be the one to the left, I think. And then this one has some tubies to the left of it, but the lasers are right at the base.
Perfect.
It's like a salad bowl, but like chunky, like a chunky
this one?
salad.
Or the one on the left?
I think those are both the same. The bigger one is on the left, and I think that's probably something that's very similar.
Do we have telestrator? Or
telestrator's down right now.
Oh no.
Well, so I see 1, 2, and 3.
That one looks chunky on the inside, doesn't it?
I think it's the one right in the lasers.
Yeah, so the one the lasers.
Okay.
Yeah, the one on the lasers. Let's zoom on that.
Okay.
I know there's too many bowl-like white sponges in the area to be super clear in the direction.
It's a good problem to have.
Is it a traditional salad bowl or a funky salad bowl?
Maybe this one's like ceramic.
I think it's more like thicker. 3rd or 4th grade art project salad bowl.
Hey.
Oh yeah, like your first pottery.
First
pottery. Yeah.
Art project.
Sorry, just gonna get settled out with the current here.
Yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful frilly one though, to right immediately to the left, that bigger one. It almost looks like a clamshell almost.
Yeah, like a tridacna. That is really cool. I totally agree.
Hey Sam,
can we move over
towards him a little bit? We're getting kind of
sure can.
far out, stretched out.
Let's do 10 meters due west. Does that work for you?
It has the same texture to what we collected.
Do you want to go in tight or shall we do the laser capture?
Collected. Do you want it zoomed any more, Abby? It does have the same texture, I think, of the one that we collected. Yeah, this might be the dead piece we collected, is what Abby's saying.
Are those tubes on the left part of it, or a different sponge?
It's a different.
I think that's a different species.
Cool.
But if we could take a small sample of this sponge just to confirm, that would also be good if we have the sample space.
Okay. Let's zoom out. If we think this is the same one, do we think this is going to be slurpable? Because that last one was pretty fragile.
She's saying maybe not because this one is alive. Perhaps it'd be less
Oh.
flexible since this one is attached.
All right.
So perhaps a grab.
And where is this gonna go?
It's good. If it's a
Back.
grab, it's going to have to go in the starboard box in A or D.
Those are both the smaller ones in the back, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting that it's open at the bottom like that, huh?
I think it's just sediment.
Is it down inside it?
Yeah. And the bubble cam, we're looking down in the bubble cam. I think it's just detritus.
I
that's
guess it is.
accumulated.
It's just filled with dirt. So where is this going?
Starboard box.
So same thing. How would you try to snip this one, Bob? Not a snip.
Yeah, I mean, you can stop the jaw like just as it hits the tipping point, right?
Yeah.
So it won't squish it all the way down. So the slower it goes, the easier it is to find the tipping point.
And you stop it with the index button or with the
with the jaw
grip
lock.
lock?
Yeah. Yeah, the grip lock. If you go too much, it'll just keep squishing, and if not enough, it'll open back up. But if you get it just right, it'll freeze there.
Oh yeah.
You got to get it like just real gradual on the trigger, and it's kind of hard to do that at the same time as you're hitting the jaw lock. But
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. That's it.
Yeah, going for the jaw lock, it's easy to get that trigger a little bit more.
Yeah, you gotta be nimble fingered there. But it's easier if you go slower. So it's still closing on, what are you on, 6 now?
Yeah, so I can go down to 5.
Yeah. Because the slower it goes, the easier it is to, hit the tipping point. I think it's just going to go through the fingers there.
Yeah.
Abby was saying if it's really soft, we can go for slurp. She didn't know.
Yeah, it looks
what
pretty
this one
squishy
was
like that. I think you could get it with a
precisely,
slurp
so
pretty easy.
Yeah. So if it looks slurpable, we can definitely
All right,
change course.
let's come wide out.
We're going to go to bucket 5.
Bucket 5. There you go. You're still on the lower grip force. Oh, yeah.
I think I'm on 9. Yeah, I changed
Are you?
back.
Oh, okay.
Can we zoom in a little bit, Al?
Yeah, all the way over that way.
So are you guys inherently great at those games where you have that hand, that claw that drops down and gets the candy? I mean, you must just
I
be
wanted
all
to ask
over
that
that.
question too.
We were actually
I
discussing
mean,
that the other night.
you guys are so amazing. You must just kill that one. You should go to Vegas. You can get like iPods and stuff.
Our conclusion was the game was rigged. Those games are rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, too far.
Say when.
I think give it the beans.
All of the beans.
I snipped a nice little chunk to slurp right there.
That's perfect. That worked out quite nicely,
Oh,
You got it.
perhaps.
yeah, we definitely got a chunk there.
It's a very dense sponge.
Might need to shake it. It's amazing how light those sponges are growing on that dead sponge. I really don't feel like we gave it that much of a poke to like shift that whole piece.
You want to turn it so I can look down on it with the bubble? Or
Yeah.
looks like it went in there.
Yeah, it looks like it made it past the,
Yeah. Wait, well, I'm going to stop it and restart it.
oh, wrong way. Oh no, right way. I just saw a little something fly through the jar.
It stopped.
I said maybe go for another piece.
Yeah, I think it's probably worthwhile just to make sure.
Okay. Let me get a little bit closer and then we'll go for that zoom out. Okay.
Cool.
You just need a little bit of a sponge chaser. Maybe one of those tubes.
Well, we gripped a piece. I
That
don't know
is
if it's...
very thick.
I think I just saw it do the noise.
That was like ripping like really thick cotton candy apart. It's really interesting texture.
So it seems like we've gotten 2 pieces of this, but they're somewhere in the slurp tube.
Doesn't look like that water's circulating around very much.
I just turned it off.
Oh, okay.
Could we slurp like a brachiopod and get it like a twofer? Maybe the brachiopod will push it down or something.
Well, yeah, it could help actually to suck up something, you know, kind of stiff.
A little more dense. Yeah.
Some gravel.
You see
Yeah, or a
anything
little
that would be a
rock.
good
To the left of,
candidate?
to the left of those 2 sponges we just sampled, there's some small round gravel rocks. Below the lasers, right there. All broken rocks.
Think we should go for those pebbles?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if the hose is really clogged, then they're not gonna be able to suck anything up. But
Are you on?
we could move to flush.
Yep, that's an option.
It's not a great option.
Well, we've had some luck.
But
Getting-
then it's not a sample. It's a flush.
Yeah. Fair enough. We can still see some flow in there when you turn that on. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if it's going to be enough to get a pebble. But
Yeah. Well, just maybe some dirt, just something to kind of bean it.
oh, I'm seeing some more stuff come through now too, but yeah.
I'm turning it off. Just maybe cycling it a few times could help. I don't know. Just see if you can suck some dirt through it.
Okay, I'm just gonna, Al, can we get a little bit of a zoom here? Okay, I'm just gonna face plant it into this dirt.
I don't know, full face plant, but.
Okay, I'm gonna gently take a small sampling of dirt.
Gently rest upon the dirt.
Can we get a little bit more zoom out? Well, we definitely see some dirt coming through now. Or some. Can we come wide out? Thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't see any like brachiopods. I think this is all dead sponge versus hard rock.
What does the flush entail?
What is the flush?
Is that-
It's just a jar
Yeah.
without a filter in it. It's not It's not a lot different than this, because we got the big mesh on this jar anyway.
Your guys' thoughts on doing that?
Okay. Want to switch to flush?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're competing.
You do it. You do it.
You're doing the arm.
What just fell? I think a. Look at Al. Can we zoom?
What fell?
Look at that bolt on the Alvin plate.
Huh.
Is that from one of the lights on the light bar? On the brow?
Probably. Look up. Did one of them get loosened?
Not by me.
Dan was changing the light angles, right?
Yeah.
As I know, he did the two on the outside, though. I don't think they have those bolts.
I don't know.
Okay.
Have to look at it later. We got more bolts. Okay, so what were we doing? Flush.
The flush.
Dang it. Okay, there's flush. Here we go. Flush coming up.
Well, it's still a pretty good flow in there. It can't be stuck that badly.
Turn it off. Turn it back on.
Are those parts of the sponge that we're seeing there?
No, that was other junk that was in the flush jar already.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Yeah. Stuck pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Well, if we do find a brachiopod at some point, we can try to give that a slurp, see if that helps. I just don't see any in this immediate area.
Yeah. Okay. So if you still want the sponge, you got to do it some other way.
Yeah. What is your thoughts on just going back to the snip option?
Yeah. Now with the.
Yeah, if we want to guarantee, we can do that. A sure thing.
All right, Al. Can we get a zoom? I'm gonna center it up a little bit too.
Might want to, I don't know, you might want to try and just do a snip piece.
The which?
Possibly. get it in the cutter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking now that there's this edge to it.
Yeah. I would go for a bigger piece though, so that we can doesn't float out of the jar. You know?
Like that?
How does that get out of the box? I don't know if looks like you can't get a good angle on it that way. I think you got to come at it all the way around, like with the jaw coming back at you. Let me do it.
No. What do you mean
Flip
by
it
that?
like this, and then snip it down here, so you can get on the edge of it. Backhanded.
More like that?
Yeah. And give it a twist. That enough?
Does that look like enough, shoreside?
They're silent. That's always bad.
Yeah. No, that's good.
We're going to go into starboard.
Good job, guys. Success. Third time's a charm.
Going to go A or D on the starboard side. So
Can we come wide out? It's not going to get me very far, but I at least want to.
I'm not confident that last sample in E is going to stay. So you might
I have to turn off the thruster and all that business again.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we zoom in on Argus again? That was nice. I guess I'm already kind of over there, but.
Ready for a
Okay.
switch?
Yep.
Ready to look at a jar, or you want to look at something else?
I think I'd like to look at something else.
We still got to turn off the thruster too.
Yeah, I'm just going to get this arm up. All right. Arm is locked. You think just dial up the joy gain again?
Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. When you're ready, roll out the box. You need to get
up.
Flip it around. Yeah. And which box is it going in?
A or D, the furthest forward and the furthest aft.
The furthest aft is harder, so you probably go for A.
Okay. Should we put the box?
Are you going to be ready for A?
A is going to be the
one
closest
closest to you.
Yeah, I guess let me get squared up more then. Okay.
All right, box coming out. Okay.
And I'm going to want to twist the gripper, right? So it's kind of parallel with box A.
You can get it down in there. It's just when you open it, it's going to wedge itself.
So I can just release it here?
Yeah, just try and keep some
on it.
I'm gonna chop it up though.
There it goes.
Very nice. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, you can get it out of there. No. There you go. All right.
Okay, so now I want to bring the elbow back down and the shoulder down a little bit.
Yeah, so you got, elbows down a little bit, but you're probably okay there. You can just swing the shoulder around.
And I'm clear of the light bar here, right?
Yeah.
Good to.
Well, actually, there was something mentioned about a
bring it
Niskin.
down.
Do you still want to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which number we're on, but
We are on Niskin number 2.
perfect.
Niskin number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, is a sample 141 and 142?
Correct.
Thanks.
Yeah, go. Get. Scram.
Boom.
Oh. Sure you don't want to pull 2 and 3?
Double the gum.
Oh, there you go. You watching?
Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Nice. Well done.
Went a bit better than my push cores a day or 2 ago.
Every time you do it, you get a little bit better at it.
It's like,
You're still
good.
kind of
oh yeah, yeah.
wanky.
That better?
Yep.
Or in a little bit?
Yeah, it's okay out there.
Okay.
Right. We still gotta turn the thruster on.
And come back out.
Ready for thruster?
Yep. Does that control just the one vertical thruster?
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise you couldn't stay on the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's just, that one blows straight into the box, so.
Yeah. All right, Al, can we zoom in a little bit?
Al is
Yeah.
out for a moment.
You want to zoom in?
Oh, we
No,
got
I was just kidding, Bob.
Not that hard.
we got some musical chairs happening. Alrighty, shoreside. Where are we headed next? What was the decision made?
From here, would like to go to EFG2 and well, let's just get to EFG2. Maybe we might go a little past it, but let's just go to EFG2. Yeah, that would be great.
Sounds good. And I don't know if this came up with Lizzie when you guys were chatting through, but we did notice that on the slope map here, that promising return from the backscatter kind of disappears both in the slope map and in the bathy. But we can still go over it. It's looking doubtful that it's as interesting as the backscatter suggests.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll line us up nicely. Ultimately, I think what we'll have the next crew do, depending on what we see in that direction. If we see more glass sponge reef, great. If not, it'll line them up probably to go back to where we've been already to the reef itself and see what they can find.
Beautiful. Okay. Pilots, we're going to do 234 as our bearing.
Okay, that's quite perfect.
Great.
Can we come wide? On both of the, I'm not sure if Argus is zoomed, but if it is.
You're close on Argus, but you want me to move over and point you at 234? And
Oh, we're actually just about at 234, and I'm gonna zip over to the right. I think I'm good on Argus actually.
now you're zipping, huh?
Yeah. Someone's got to be zipping.
And we're not on transect, so there can be zooming too. Good old zip and zoom.
Yeah,
Zip was zooming a little while ago.
Can you zoom out on the ROV nav
Yeah.
here? I want to see the last transect.
We can go for all three. You can be zag. Zip, zoom, and zag.
Oh, you did a reset?
No,
Oh.
we lose the lines. What are you looking for?
My last transect I did off autos, so I wanted to see how straight I was.
Let me see if I can get those lines back. Ship moves underway.
Cool. And sure, if you see anything, just give us a shout.
Will do.
I just want to see something to throw down that slurper.
It'll come in.
was
It
pretty
always
good.
does.
I had the heading on, but
No, you're good. Yeah. Bob's gonna love that. Oh.
These are some big sponges.
oh yeah. My gain is cranked up too.
Big living and very big dead sponges. It's interesting because something that big next to something alive that's also similarly large, like clearly those heterocones have died, but this
All
larger
right,
barrel
let's give
sponge
this a quick zoom.
is still living. So I wonder what may have affected the heterocone, unless we could possibly think that the barrel sponge is just that much more quickly growing than heterocone, but I don't know if we know that.
So I know it's not easy to say, but with a sponge this size, do you have an estimate of how old like this one would be? Let's come wide out.
Personally, no, I do not.
Okay.
But if you were, I don't know if you were here for this when we were having the Q&A and we were talking about, something like sponge race 12 meters tall would be 3,000 years old. It's probably not very accurate to scale that down, but Abby was saying some of these sponges, some of the biggest sponges we've seen are at least several hundred years old.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I'm thinking definitely older than me,
Yeah.
at least.
So can you age them when you get the samples in the lab?
That's another good question. The rhabdocalyptus sponge that goes 2 centimeters a year. So you could, using that rough metric, age a sponge by how tall it is, I suppose. So a sponge 30 centimeters tall would be approximately 15 years. So maybe I am older than it. I didn't get a good size.
Seems very fast.
And for them to live that long, I mean, I know they're filter feeders, so they are part of the food chain in that sense, but do things eat sponges? I mean, do they have, predators in that sense?
Do they have predators?
2, 3, 4 as we're heading. Bearing.
Yeah, I would say invertebrates. Oh yeah, Abby's saying nudibranchs will eat sponges. But I'm
In
not
shallow
seeing a
water,
ton of
sea
nudies out
turtles
here.
eat the sponges.
Sponges.
So the loggerhead, I think, loves sponges.
There are a bunch of spongivory by asteroid sea stars as well, have been noted.
Oh yeah. Abby's concurring.
Hawksbill turtles, I had it wrong, not loggerheads, and angelfish.
It's funny to me to think about how sea turtles have like these really hard shells and are pretty big, robust animals, but they eat things of what I can only imagine would be like low nutritional value, like sea jellies and sponges. I'm assuming that's not necessarily true about the nutritional value, but a clear floating jelly just doesn't.
They probably don't eat
doesn't
glass
seem
sponges,
like it.
though, right?
Yeah.
Fiber.
That doesn't sound like a good thing to eat.
I know it's totally different, but it does kind of remind me how whales will eat krill, and it's something so big can exist on something, so small or so different.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's pretty amazing to think about as well.
I kind of always had wondered how, how they were able to catch so many krill and, make a living food-wise off of that. And then last year, diving through a cloud of them in Hurricane Argus, it kind of all started to make sense. We were just in an absolute swarm.
So we're currently.
Abby also added that.
Oh,
go ahead, Sam. Oh, I was just going to say that duties have different eating styles of sponges. Some of them just scrape off the surface and others dissolve it and slurp it up like a fly, says Abby. That's all.
Interesting. So we're right in the middle of that big dark swath on backscatter, but I don't see, Paul, we haven't had much of a change, maybe a little bit downslope, looks like.
Yeah, just 5 meters.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely, that'll be valuable, especially as we go to look at making this a habitat map. if that signal's not right.
Would you like me to drop a target here?
Yeah, actually, that would be great.
What would you like it labeled as?
False.
Let's just say,
Disappointing backscatter.
how much can you put into the description? Just like
Like
a word or
two
like
words for the title, and then I can add notes.
Yeah, we can call it backscatter eval. And then in the notes, put dark backscatter return appears, dark backscatter return appears to be a still hard bottom sponge reef. That would be great. Thank you.
30 meters 234.
Wow. Oh, can we zoom in on this little cluster?
Very cool. It's like a litter of sponges.
Stealing your camera again.
Yeah, go for it, Bob.
That raises an important question. What do you call a group of sponges?
Ooh.
Sponges.
A murder's already been taken.
And so is a gaggle, right? Gaggle.
Yeah,
sponges?
herd.
And have they bonded there between the sponges?
It almost looks like they've fused, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, I do think we need to come wide and move along. Yeah, that was...
Group of sponges. This is a good one to put out to the internet. Let's check viewer comments at another time. Value pack of sponges. Wrong ones.
Peripheral proliferation.
Good. Proliferation.
I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, like a pour of sponges.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Pour of
like
sponges,
a tall
yeah.
pour.
A little meta with PORE too. A cupboard of glass sponges. I don't know. Now I'm going the dishware direction.
A bowl.
Bowl of sponges. Pleasant.
That one kind of looks like a bouquet of sponges.
Ooh.
Which was that?
Oh, I think the original cluster.
Oh, okay.
The cluster that started it all.
Well, we're definitely in different habitat now.
And we have...
Yeah, I'm just looking to see where it is, but it's like we're still in the dark part of the backscatter return. It's almost like that was off. Like it wasn't referenced properly because now we're clearly into the soft bottom. That's interesting. We may want to go after we get to EFG2. We may want to keep going like we did before for another 30 or 40 meters.
Roger. Yeah, right now we've got about 40 to EFG 2, so we can do another 40 past that.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Right where you show. That's great. That's an interesting shape.
No.
Gotta keep.
What is going on there?
Starfish? Crawling out of the
Yeah, it's like a, yeah, he's like on an albino sea star, escaping very slowly from a sponge.
Quite the different visuals.
Yeah, from what we've been looking at this whole time.
Potentially Anthoptilum sea pens, fluffy squirrel tail that we've seen earlier in the dive, back on the sandy flat.
I'm not sure we appreciated enough Abby's description of the nudies eating the sponge. And dissolve it and slurp it up like a fly. That's cool. Quite a visual that I need to spend some more time on.
It's way cuter than when a fly does it, though. I much prefer the nudie version of that form of eating. Wait, doesn't a fly throw up on what it's eating?
The story
like one of those
evolves
legends
here.
I view here as a kid. I thought they, or maybe that's just what your parents tell you.
No, they do.
When
They
they tell you don't let
pre-digest
flies
outside
land
the
on your
body.
food.
It's true.
Okay.
Mine?
His bearing is the ship bearing.
218.
Oh yeah.
234.
Thank you kindly. Bridge nav. Step 40 meters, bearing 234.
Oh, flatfish.
More sea pens? Not much else.
Do you know what sea pens these are, Lizzie?
I think they're the Anthoptilum grandiflorum ones. Steve, can you confirm or deny?
Yeah.
If you think that's possibly correct?
No, that's right. Yeah, I don't think we've actually seen a rock pen on this expedition as hard as we've tried.
We have tried. But we never had a concerted effort like a rock pen evening, where that was the thing.
Oh boy.
Is
Right,
tonight the
we
night?
did the orange cup coral thing.
Is rock pen still on the list?
Well, they
Yeah,
collected
if we
one.
see it.
Okay.
We collected one, I think.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was 122 or 123 that they thought it was a rock pen.
Okay.
Okay.
But it was dubious.
Abby's saying the nudies gain toxic compounds from the sponge that put off predators, which is similar.
Nudies
I
are
think.
so cool like that.
Don't they do that with anemones or something too, Lizzie, in the shallow waters?
Yeah, they can take the nematocysts, or is it nematocytes? Nematocytes, and instead of digesting them, they kind of somehow manage to rearrange it within their body plan that they can do that with chloroplasts as well, so they can photosynthesize, and that sounds like they can do the same thing with any toxic compounds within the sponges, which is just, what?
That is awesome.
Do they have like an extra like esophagus that just goes somewhere else other than their stomach? I don't really understand how they ingest it in such a way that it can be moved around within their body and not get eaten.
We've got 20 meters left on this move, which will take us just about 40 meters past EFG2. So what are we thinking after that?
So my
We've got about
thought.
15 minutes left in our portion.
So, there you go. And what time are they pulling? How long will the other team have before they pull?
Recovery is at 4, and at this depth, let me do some quick calculating here. Probably about a half-hour ascent. Yeah, 40 minutes total getting vehicles back on deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's aim for 3-ish to come off the bottom.
What you thinking about, Chris? Any ideas?
Yeah.
We've got 5 meters to the end of transect.
Transit.
Sorry, transit.
I was like,
No, sorry. Worst transect of all time.
Oh my goodness.
Must be end of watch.
Yeah.
Do we have time for
I was
another
like, I know I
transect,
zoned out a
Lizzie?
little bit. What's that, Chris?
Do we have time for another transect? I'm messing it up too.
Probably not a 200-meter transect.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Might be able to set one up, or do we not do?
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, we could.
We can do that. It's only 200 meters. It's not that long.
Yeah, we've got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or less,
Yeah.
a little less
I mean,
than
if
that.
you're okay with
You can still hand over.
moving a little
Okay.
bit faster for our transect, maybe
I don't
we
know
could do
about faster, just
Yeah.
given the history of fishing
Okay.
here, but I think we can still set it up and get it started.
Okay. Okay.
So you'd like to start that here?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about. Yeah, we'd like to start it here.
What
So,
direction?
Lizzie, so in my mind.